quick question for y'all. How many of you here actively enjoy riding a skateboard? Just show of hands. Nice. How many of you have ever poured concrete in your life? That's a lot of people. Normally, this is probably the only spot where you're going to see a lot of people raise their hand for having poured concrete. It is not easy to do. That is for sure. What was started as a bump in 2002, a single concrete bump. What was that, like 1 bag, 2 bags now for the first bump? A single concrete bump has turned into a home for thousands of skaters in the area. This park is incredibly special. As you can tell, you look around, look at all the faces you see around you. This is a home for a lot of people. And it would never have happened if it weren't for the hard work and dedication of a couple people. Namely, Mr. Andy Harris. Let's give Andy a huge round of applause. This type of stuff does not happen by accident, right? At the Skate Park Project, formerly known as the Tony Hawk Foundation, we help people get skate parks built. Usually looks a little different than this. This is a very unique framework. This is something where they realized that their needs weren't being met, and they stepped up to meet their own needs in the community. And it took a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of stress. If you've ever worked with concrete, it's very, very intense stuff. And now you have this artistic, sculptural, concrete landscape that is a home for everybody to come and better themselves. That's right. You're here to better yourself on a skateboard or whatever you're riding. But to realize that they built this, and then there were a couple of hurdles along the way, to say the least, right? When you do a DIY skate park, you don't always start with permission. And then it gets really tricky. Building stuff it's an art. It's an art and engineering, but getting it through the city takes a lot of patience, a lot of persistence. And those are the things you learn riding a skateboard. You learn how to be patient, you learn how to be persistent. And Andy and Hal and April have all stepped up, and they believed in the process. They believed in this. And the city stepped up to work with something that was new and different. And because of that, you all have a home for probably decades to come. So huge shout out to everybody who stepped up, everybody who's here, everybody who turned some concrete over, who brought the pizza, who brought the water, all the stuff that you need to bring to make this happen. But the man of the hour right now, Mr. Andy Harris, I'd like to bring him up. None of this would be possible without Andy.
I wrote something. Okay, first of all, I'd like to dedicate this reopening to the memory of Mark Ryback and Trevor Conley. Two Channel Street locals who left us far too early. Skateboarders, community members, and Channel Street locals, welcome to the Channel Street Skatepark. Legal for the first time in its 20-year existence. And this has been a long and winding road to get us from our humble beginnings of building concrete bumps and quarter pipes out of bag mixed concrete and chicken wire bought from Home Depot down the street to what you see here today. A thriving community of skateboarders and artists turning this former lot of illegally dumped trash and vagrancy into a place for physical activity and creativity. Back in 2002, when we first started messing around down here, we had no aspirations of building an 8,000 square foot skate park on land that wasn't ours. We simply wanted a spot to skate out of the sun and where we wouldn't get kicked out. Sure, we've been up to Burnside, the holy grail of DIY skate parks, and we'd see what was going on down in Washington Street in San Diego. So yeah, we had some ideas. But I mean, look, Harbor Division LAPD is right down the street. We figured it was a matter of time before our little spot got squashed. And in fact, it almost did. In 2003, right after we had graduated from bag mix to ordering full trucks of ready mix, we were visited by a bunch of city and port departments. And right when we were trying to finish 10 yards of concrete, it did not look good for us that day. But a phone call was made, and Caroline Brady from the office of then Councilwoman Janice Hahn came out and somehow convinced these various departments to back off and let us be. I think to this day that woman has magical powers. So thank you, Caroline. She couldn't be here today. She even went on a field trip to Washington Street with us. Soon after, a fence was put up between us and the railroad, and we were off to the races. By 2004, we had formed the San Pedro Skatepark Association, a nonprofit 501c3 charity, and soon after received our first grant from the Tony Hawk Foundation. That bowl that all these guys are standing on, that was built with that money. So thank you to Mickey Vukovic, who's here today. Thank you to Tony Hawk. Thank you to Alec Peck. The years from 2004 to 2013 were a flurry of building, fundraising, and skateboarding. We watched kids grow up down here, going from little Groms who couldn't drop in to absolute rippers who could skate anything. We've created all-terrain vehicles down here. At the same time, the San Pedro community watched us grow as well, and the skate park became an accepted part of town. While there are countless DIY parks in the world these days, I truly believe it is the makeup of this Pedro town that helped this particular park survive. Channel Street and this effort does not happen in Torrance or PV. This town is pretty tight-knit. We're a union town with a long history of doing things our own way. In that respect, Channel Street is very Pedro. As you may know, however, the next several years were a darker period in our history. The park was closed in 2014 due to a freeway widening project, that piece right there, that involved overhead construction. We were told by the Port of Los Angeles, which owned the land, and Caltrans, that we'd be back in business in about a year. This, of course, did not happen. Instead, we found ourselves mired in a sea of bureaucratic red tape that only a port in a city like LA can produce. But the council office, now under the leadership of Joe Buscaino, had our back. The port made it clear that they didn't want to be in the skate park business, but they were also willing to part with the property. Thus began the long process of transferring the land within departments of the city of Los Angeles. Without the help of some key people affiliated with Council District 15 in navigating the planning department and LA Department of Building and Safety in downtown LA, we as an organization would have been lost and the skate park's existence put in jeopardy. So here we are, 7 long-ass years later, with COVID mixed in there for good measure. We completed our tasks, cleared the hurdles, and as I said before, we are legal and we are open. Now I got to get into some thank yous, and there's a lot of them. Bear with me. To my family and all the families with loved ones who have worked down here all these years, thank you for putting up with us. Lots of long hours on the weekends and work sessions after work paid off. We love you. To the Channel Street familia, you know who you are. Let's hear it. There's too many to name here, but I'm talking about all the people who've spent hours down here cleaning, maintaining, building, and skating the park. This has been a collective effort, and every one of you are part of the reason we are here today. Thank you. Now to mention a few soldiers. Transitions, skate shop. I know you guys are here, Buddy and Keisha. The best little Pedro skate shop that's not in Pedro. They're in Carson, actually. Bud and Keisha, you've supported us all of us, all these years, decades actually. Your generosity is truly appreciated. Yamo, Bill Sargent, and Gabe. You guys had your hands in a lot of this concrete behind us. We've worked, skated, designed shit, laughed, and argued for decades. We thank you for your dedication, craftsmanship, and friendship. April Jones. She's right there. April came out of nowhere, actually Burnside, with a plan to make a film about the struggles of the SPSA to get the park permitted. A couple years later, she's a member of our board of directors. She's proven herself to be a true Hessian who can get shit done. April has made the last couple years of getting this place legal much easier. Thank you for your organization, your drive, and your willingness to wear many hats. Thank you, April. Big Rob. Robbie O'Connell, everybody. It's been you and me since day one, OG. Many have come and gone, and some leave and return. But me and this dude have stuck to this since October of 2002. 20 years later, and we're still friends. I speak for everyone when I say thank you for your sarcasm, your frontside rocks, and all the amazing pieces of this park that you designed in your head and made a reality. Guys, I ain't done yet. The thank yous continue. Around 2019, Vans contacted us and asked about the status of the skate park. Since Ronnie over there is a Vans rider, they had heard about our struggles to reopen and they wanted to help. This one phone call from Chopper Dave led to Vans becoming a major financial backer of the SPSA, allowing us to pay for necessary permits from the city, repairs to the park, and all of the steel for the new guard railings that line the decks of the Bulls. Thank you to Steve Van Doren, Chris Naratko, and Chopper Dave, not only for the fundage, but for your friendship and guidance over the years. To Spawn Ranch Skate Parks, Vans paid for the steel, and you got the guys to fabricate and install all those guardrails. a task bigger than any other over the last year. Caleb, Kevin, and Charlie, you guys grinded, cut, and welded for months. Thank you for seeing the beauty of this project. You are part of the family now. I'm stoked to say that Aaron Spawn is here today from Spawn Ranch. Thank you, Aaron. A few months back, Dickies hit us up. They wanted to help the effort out too. So we got together, crunched some numbers, and figured out our operating costs for a year. That includes things like trash service, porta potty rentals, liability insurance, and overall maintenance of the park. Joe Face and Dickies came through on the fundage and then some. It's fitting that a company known for work pants helped us on some of the nuts and bolts kind of funding. Appreciate Dickies. Thank you. Matt Timmers, Jeff Browning, and Sean Marisich, architects and structural engineers. Thank you guys from all of us for the plans. Going way back, thank you to DVS. Is DVS even a company anymore? For the 100 yards of concrete you donated through a family member's concrete company. Thank you to Day One and Gabe Clement. For helping make this happen. We built the entire Sunnyside with that mud. To the Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council, thank you for your never-ending support and for the art grant you gave us. This site is only going to get better and better with your guys' assistance. Okay. On to the suits. I'm kidding. Council District 15 of the City of Los Angeles, starting with Janice Hahn and continuing with Joe Buscaino, has supported our efforts under the 110 since our earliest days. Community has always been at the forefront of this effort, and we are glad to see local government appreciate that. To all of Joe's staff, Anna Dragon, Ryan Ferguson, Allison Becker, Janine Rizzi, Sandra Charmataro, Branimir Kavartar, Jacob Haig, Becca Lou Morales, Axel Palacios, and Joe B. Thank you for making this happen. You may not have been slinging concrete, but your hard work behind the scenes kept this park alive. To Becca and Axel especially, thank you for guiding us through the very confusing red tape of LA. We made it out the other side because of you guys. With that, I'll pass the mic to Councilman Joe Buscaino. Thank you guys.
Listen, you don't want to hear from me. Let's hear from Andy Harris. Amazing leader in our community. Amazing. Andy, Robbie, we love you. I was telling Marie, his mother-in-law, this relationship over the course of these last 8 years has been somewhat like a marriage. In a marriage, you agree to disagree. Yeah, you quarrel. You love each other. There's divorce on the table, but not with Andy and I in my office. We are stronger than ever today, just like a marriage should be. I love you, my brother. You know, oftentimes, if you want to do business in the city of Los Angeles, in any municipality, you have to hire lobbyists, consultants, put you back financially. We didn't have to do that here with the Channel Street Skatepark. You know why? It's because we had each other. We had each other to talk about the common goal here is to preserve this DIY skate park. And we did it. It's now official and it's legal. And thank all of you for being alongside this journey. Now, to all the politicians who are listening today, if you don't welcome the skateboard community into your office, if you don't have a skate park in your city, trust me, they will find one and they will build one on their own.
this is why in Council District 15, I'm going to leave office come December, and every community will have a kick-ass skate park in the Council District 15. This is personal for me. I saw you on Facebook. I saw you on Twitter. I saw you and heard you loud and clear on Instagram. But at the end of the day, when you were telling me to save Channel Street, I knew exactly what you meant. We wanted the same thing. And we have officially saved Channel Street Skate Park. Congratulations to all of us. Now, as Andy indicated, we had to work backwards. Legalizing the skate park was difficult and frustrating because of the red tape. How appropriate, we're going to cut this red tape here to open this DIY skate park officially and reopen it and make it legally. But bureaucracy does not mean anyone is lazy and stupid. It means a lot of steps were required. And don't tell me that skateboarders are lazy. Don't tell me that skateboarders are rebels. What I have seen in my nephews and all of you is skateboarders are relentless, they're driven, they're motivated, and yes, when they fall down, they get their asses back up and do the work and complete the project, as we did here. In fact, in 2028, the city of Los Angeles will be hosting the Olympics. And I know damn well that an Olympian is going to come out of the Channel Street Skate Park. I believe it, and that's what we envision. But if you look at the skate park today, Channel Street has made all the necessary additions, including drainage, storage, and everything else that was required. Even got insurance and met all the legal requirements. And here we are today. This is clearly, my neighbors, my friends, an historic day in San Pedro. Skaters have often been seen in movies and popular culture, been depicted as slackers, but these skaters who originally built and now saved Channel Street are some of the best people in our society. Let's be mindful of that, and let's celebrate the work that you did. And for every other neighborhood in the city, in this state, in this country, give skateboarders an opportunity to thrive. This is one of the greatest crime prevention tools that a city can ask for. This is a safe haven. And you know what? Skaters police themselves. And that's the beauty of who we are as a community. And when someone slacks off here and someone doesn't follow the rule, we will hold each other accountable. Because the Channel Street Skate Park will be treasured and not trashed for future generations to come. Now, the reopening of the Channel Street Skate Park represents the grit that many skaters have. As I mentioned, they fall down and get back up. They break bones and are not dissuaded. They conduct themselves as ferocious perseverance to continue learning and growing. You have all earned this park, and I'm so proud of all of you. I can't wait to officially cut this tape and ensure that this skate park is never touched forever and ever. Amen. So, Andy, Robbie, to all the members of the Skate Park Association and all the local skating community, to my office and my team, as mentioned by Andy, thank you so much. And also, April Jones has been mentioned here, the filmmaker. We're going to make some noise here. We're going to make some news when we officially legalize this DIY skate park and show the world that it is possible, that we can buck bureaucracy, that the skating community is alive and well here in San Pedro. Thank you to our neighborhood council leaders who are here. Let's cut this ribbon and officially open Channel Street Skate Park. Thank you. We have to mention Vans. Who's here representing Vans? Let's hear for Vans. We have the Boys and Girls Clubs who are here as well. We want to recognize our partner in Vans for providing all the goods here. A number of kids are going to walk away, go home with us. Day one, baby. Get your ass up here. Get up there. There's another legend right here. He came to me in Harbor City. If you see the Harbor City Skate Park, hey, come on, get up here. Say a few words. Let's hear it for day one. Come on.
Just thanks everybody. Thank you, and I can't believe it's
All right, here we go. Let's cut this thing. Oh, shoot, I have resolutions here. Forgot about that. I got too excited. All right, Andy, Robbie, come on up here. Channel Street Skate Park, where you at? You have any board members? Come join them. Let's go, make some noise. St. Peter Skate Park Association, make some noise. Leaving Mark and Pedro for future generations to come, baby. We're not going anywhere. We are here forever.